Hi. Okay, so for today, we're going to be doing, I've got like a 10 question thing that we're going to like secretly rate ourselves on and then average it and see kind of how we rated our month last month. And we're going to be super honest with ourselves. And this will be kind of like a good point for you to be like, oh shit, I'm doing what I need to be doing to be successful, or doing the things that I need to be doing that I want to be successful, or I need to get like shit or get off the pot. So that's what this is going to be kind of about. And I want to start by like, y'all, we had a freaking killer February. And then March, it was just like, and I don't know if you guys were just like vibing off the momentum from the Emerald Dash and then the Diamond Mentorship and all that good stuff, or you just kind of were like, March, it's not like that big of a deal. Because y'all, and I want to say this in the nicest way possible. It's like, at the end of the day, this is y'all's business. And at the end of the day, I'm here to mentor you. I'm here to hug you and kiss you and love on you and give you all the freaking support in the entire world. But at the end of the day, it's up to you guys to decide whether you're going to want to do this or whether you're going to like not. And it's kind of like the shit or get off the pot scenario. Because the last thing I want you guys to do, Monday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, waste your time hanging out with me if you're one, not going to implement it, or two, you're not going to do anything. And so that's just my little bit of tough love. But I also want to talk about the mindset a little bit. Oh, hey there, Maddie, looking cute. But I also want to talk a little bit about the mindset of this, because y'all, we all know what we need to do, right? Like, I tell you, we show up on social media, we send invites, we show up for ourselves. Like, that's what we need to do. But it's like, we know, but do we know? So it's going to play into that personal development. Like, are you doing the things that you need to do to keep your mind right? I am reading Girl Stop Apologizing for the second time right now. And she's all talking about, like, don't let your head talk you out of what your heart wants. Like, don't let your head talk you out of what your heart wants. You know you want this. You know in your heart of hearts that there is something that drove you to Beachbody and drove you to this opportunity. And it's something in your head right now saying, I can't do this. I'm not pretty enough. I can't do this. I'm not fit enough. I can't do this. I don't have enough time. I can't do this. I'm too busy. I can't do this. I'm, too inconsistent. I can't do this. I'm not a leader. I can't do this, for whatever the 100 million reasons are. And I'm here to tell you guys, they are all bullshit. Every single excuse that you are telling yourself of why you can't do this is a cop-out. Every single one. You're too busy? Cool, let's sit down and look at your schedule and work on that. You're not skinny enough? Y'all, I was 300 pounds when I started this. Like, I can tell you, every single one of you guys were under that. You're not pretty enough? Well, you see this? I've got a third eye going on right here. She ain't cute. So I ain't either. This is the one thing where we're not judged on our appearance or how we act or anything like that. We just get to be ourselves. 100% genuinely show up as ourselves. And so why do we not want to show up at all? And I can tell you the one thing, it's because we don't really know who we are yet. We don't know what we're trying to portray on social media. Sometimes we feel fake because we're feeling like we're forcing ourselves to show up on social media in a certain way because we still don't know who we are as a person. And that's when I bring it into personal development. And how are you intertwining that? So that's my little spiel. I'm going to go over the 10 things. So everybody get a piece of paper out, and we're going to do a little activity. And remember, I am doing this out of love because I don't know about you guys, but I love checklists. I love reality checks. And if I keep doing the things and I think I'm doing the things, but I don't see results, then I like to be like, honey, boo boo child, you ain't doing the things. That was a lot of doing the things right there. That was bad. Okay. So everybody got paper. I don't know if anybody, okay. So the first one, and these are all going to be, you're going to rate yourself 1 to 5. 1 is like, I am like sucking, like I'm not doing this at all. 3 is I am doing this 50% of the time. And 5 is I am doing this 100% of the time. No questions asked, day or night, everything's happening. Okay. Number 1, and I'm actually going to do this with you guys because I feel like this would be a fun activity for me to do. All right. So number one, I showed up every day on social media via posts. That means I posted every single day on my social media feed. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to write that down. All right. Number two, I posted on my Instagram stories daily. That means you're posting at least 5 to 10 frames every single day on your Instagram stories. All right. Number three, I sent out at least 15 invites every single day. That means they don't have to be like, hey, join me, I'm desperate. They can be like, hey girl, like making that connections. They don't have to be cold invites or straight out invites. Those can include connections, but you're reaching out to at least 15 people every single day. All right. I did my personal development every single day. I have a book, I have a podcast that I am diving into every single day to fuel my mind. All right. I attended every team call. Y'all, I cannot tell you how much these team calls, not only, like, I always tell y'all guys, I don't throw these for my health, like I have to come because it's kind of like my thing. It doesn't really run without me, except last week. Shout out to Alyssa for holding the fort down. But these team calls, it's just getting together and spending that time, even if we were dancing to Body, like we were getting it. If you were late, you missed it. I was like, I was doing my real moves. But these team calls are so important to just get that valuable information and just to get all the things out. So I attended every team call. I can't even give myself a 5 for that because I missed one. Damn it. It's the first one I've ever missed in my year.
Wait, you're giving yourself a 5 if you missed one?
No, I said I can't give myself a 5 because I missed a call. Are you trying to call me out, Sarah?
No, I'm trying to say I gave myself an 8 because I only missed one.
No, it's 1 to 5, dude.
I thought you said 10.
No.
Oh, fuck. I've been rating mine on 10. All right, I'll change them. Okay.
I'm trying to make this easy to get an average. It's 1 to 5. 1 means you are not doing it at all. 3 is you are doing it 50% of the time. And 5, you're doing it 120% of the time. Okay. Did any of you guys working on 10s too that I need to hold on to? You can adjust. Do y'all listen to me anymore? Maddie's like, damn it, I did that too. Oh, I love when your guys.
5. I can listen.
Oh, okay. You did the face like, oh shit, I did it.
No, I'm just shaking my head because I'm sure I probably would have done that if I wasn't here.
Okay, so let me see. I checked my back office daily. I don't care if you sell anything. I don't care if you have gone a week without. We have to get in the habit of checking our back office daily because there's so much that goes on. There's inactives that come up that you can prevent. There's, new customer leads that you'd be missing if you're not checking it in, especially if you're an Emerald. And so we need to get in the habit of checking that every single day. All right. I worked out at least 5 days a week in the past month. And these are all last month's evaluations, by the way. So I worked out at least 5 days a week. That means you poured into yourself at least 5 of the days. I'm giving you a day of wiggle room there. You're welcome. See, I am a advocate for the people. All right, there we go. Just wait until you do this program with me and you got to work out 100 days straight. Shit gets cray-cray. All right. I drank my shake every single day. Rain or shine, you drink your shake because that is what makes us proof of the product and that's what makes us not hypocrites. I'm just saying. Because our biggest thing about being a Beachbody coach is being proof of the product. It's one of our 4 vital behaviors and we cannot help somebody with this shake if we aren't drinking it. All right. I should do these like right next to each other because I'm trying to be hold on. Hold, please. 5, 4, 2, I showed up in my boot camp every single day. So it doesn't have to be my boot camp, but whatever boot camp that you are involved in, either if you're running one yourself or if you are doing, you're just in mine as a boot camper, you're showing up every single day. Because that is what makes us good coaches, is we show up for our girls and we show up for ourselves. Hi, Jasmine. I'd like to see your face. Okay. I believed in myself and my abilities. That means that you have told yourself those affirmations, that you believe that you can do this, that you fully and wholeheartedly have believed this entire month of last month, that you know that you can do this. It's just depending on if you are willing to work hard enough for it. But I believed in myself and my abilities last month. And last but not least, I did everything in my power to be successful last month. That means you showed up, you did the things. You were like, I know I did everything completely right and by the book, and I am happy with what I did last month. All right. Do we all have those? I'm going to repeat them real quick because we had some people pop on, just so you can jot them down, and then I will tell you the formula. And if anybody wants to share, I know that can be a little scary. If not, then this can be just for you, and we can just kind of roll with that, and I'll tell you guys my average. So I showed up every day on social media. I posted on Instagram stories daily. I sent at least 15 invites daily. I did my personal development every day. And remember, this is on 1 to 5. I attended every team call. I checked my back office daily. I worked out at least 5 days a week. I drank my shake every day. I showed up in my boot camp every day. I believed in my ability. I believed in myself and my ability. I worked as hard as I could, and I am proud of my performance last month. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add up every single one of those numbers. So let's all get those handy dandy iPhones out, except for Amanda, who has an Android, and Maddie, who has an Android. Just saying. Just kidding.
Don't be hating on my phone.
There's always those ones. I love you too, though. So even if you guys are Androids. 5 plus. And then we're dividing that by 11. And that is your average for the week. And I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. If your math skills, if you don't math as hard as me, just kidding. That was a struggle. Had to like add up the similar numbers so I didn't mess up. It was not pretty. All right, let me put this right here. All right, so if you look at that, that would be your average performance for last month. That means every single thing that I marked off is basically the bare minimum of what we should be doing. It's our 4 vital behaviors. Showing up for ourselves, showing up for others, being proof of the product. These are the things that we as coaches need to do. And hell, most of those things is just what we need to do for our own journey. Working out, drinking our shakes, doing our personal development. That's how we make sure we keep our head right. And so my average was 4.18. So I did rate myself pretty well. And I'll tell you guys some things that I feel like I've been struggling with, to be 100% transparent with you guys. And then if anybody of you want to share, and then I'll work on giving pointers. So I did my personal development every day. I rated myself a 2. I did not do personal development the entire time I was on the cruise. And I've been struggling with personal development on the weekends. And I think that's one reason why I'm struggling with content right now, because I'm struggling with just my head being right and being able to dig deeper, because I'm not doing that personal development piece as well. So I'm excited to be able to join book club with some of the girls that so graciously let me join, even though I pretty much had to invite myself, to be able to work on my personal development, to be able to be the best me for you guys and for myself and for my family. Personal development's always been something I've really struggled with, just because it was something I never believed in at the beginning, and something that I easily, if I oversleep or life gets hectic or anything like that, it's easily just kind of goes to the wayside, and I just pick up my day without that piece, and that needs to not be the case. Another thing I rated myself low on is I sent out at least 15 invites a day. I rated myself a 4 because I did not send one invite the entire time on the cruise. And on the weekends, I have been struggle bus USA with my invites. And it tells in my Success Club points, and it tells in the lives that I've been able to change, and how empty my inbox is right now. And 11, I worked as hard as I could, and I was 100% happy with what I did. I rated myself a 2. Because I know that I could have done more, and I could have stayed more consistent. And I know moving forward that what I need to work on and make myself a priority are my invites and my personal development. And so that is where I struggled. Does anybody else want to share or anything? If not, that's totally cool. I really just want this to kind of be for you, and just for you to evaluate. Are you okay? Go for it.
All right, so I got a 3, and really this past month with like spring break, and I was on a vacation for a week too. I feel like I just kind of like skirted by the best I could, and my main goal was I did want to hit Success Club, so I pretty much just made sure I hit Success Club, and I didn't do that really by sitting down and inviting every night. I just kind of like talked to people in passing, and I got lucky. I had somebody actually reach out to me from a couple of months ago. So that was one way I got Success Club, or how I got points. I've struggled a lot with posting lately on my feed, not my stories, but I think I mentioned this last week in our call. I just like am struggling with content because I haven't been doing my personal development like I should. So mentally, my mind sucks. And I feel like I'll start typing something like positive, and I'm like, this is such bullshit. I don't even feel this way right now. So I feel stupid posting it because it's not how I feel. And last week, some of the girls mentioned, well, post how you feel, like just be real. And so that's something I meant to kind of do this week, but I just never, I don't know. It's like I couldn't find a good picture, or I don't know, I let all those things like finding the right picture and finding the right words get in the way, and I just got lazy about posting. So I haven't posted a whole lot. I've tried to keep up on my stories, but I'm just not feeling very inspirational for other people right now. I have kept up with my workouts. I've kept up with my shakes. My nutrition's kind of sucked. Trying to reel that back in with the Ultimate Portion Fix. But that's just kind of it. I'm just kind of in a down mood myself right now.
Yeah. And it pretty much just boils down to the personal development. Like, I feel like that's something we all just kind of struggle with. And personal development is everything. In this coaching world, I don't give a crap how hard you work. If your mind is sucky, you're not going to do anything. And this goes for me too. I know when my personal development is like A1 from day one, I am vibing with my books, I'm vibing with my podcast, my content is so much better. I am providing so much more value to my, my followers and to my friends and y'all. And so it all boils down to that personal development. So if you guys want, we do have a book club going on. It's Girl Wash Your Face. but we can also do a Coach Family Book Club or whatever. But we've got to make sure we get in that personal development piece. And I don't want you to do personal development literally to check off the box. How many of us are guilty of that? We listen to a podcast or we read a book literally just to check off the box. Like, we don't give a
like, I haven't been making time to make it like meaningful. Like, I'll listen to it when I'm driving 80 miles an hour to work every morning. But the best time I have with personal development is when I'm sitting with a journal, you know, and I'm like reflecting as I'm listening and I'm writing down things
that early morning. You need to get back into those early mornings.
Yeah. So my personal development lately, when I have been doing it, like I said, I'm like balls to the walls trying to get to work, listening to kids scream in the background while I'm also trying to hear a podcast and soak in what it's saying. So it's just not really effective for me right now.
Yeah, I agree. I've been like kind of listening to podcasts when I'm like doing the dishes or like people are yelling or talking, and it's just not, I'm not getting enough out of it. And I mean, I'm going to say this, like, I feel like the first 2 months, the reason I was so successful is because I was literally like eating, breathing, and sleeping personal development. I was listening to podcast after podcast after podcast. Like I didn't stop. I was like, and then this whole past 2 weeks, I've been doing it, but it hasn't been enough. Like I've only, I've been doing the bare minimum, and I got the bare minimum. So but one thing I feel like I'm learning from that is that you completely get what you give from this business. Mm-hmm. So
what did you rate yourself?
Because now I can change it. It's like, okay, well, I have the power to change this. Like, not anybody else, me.
What did you end up rating yourself, Alyssa?
Well, I'm really not a good math person, so I somehow got a 4.3, but I don't know that that's actually correct. Were we supposed to rate ourselves 4 out of 5, or not 4 out of 5, but like 5 is like we did really good?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, then I'm fine then. Yeah.
What did you feel like the one area you really struggled on?
Things I struggled with, I believe in myself and my abilities. I put a 3. Like, I feel like halfway, I was telling Allie this morning, like, so many people were telling me no, and I felt like I was like starting to bother people, and I didn't want to be that annoying person who was like messaging people all the time and like asking people to sign up and like, but I also am like, no, like this really has changed my life. Like, and I really believe that. So like, why am I not sharing that with people? And like, how do I get out of my own way? And like, it's the personal development. Like I need to be, and then the journaling and staying on a routine, 100%. Like I've been slacking, and then it was like one bad decision after the other, and it's like a train wreck.
And I love how most of this is just coming back to that personal development piece. And it's coming back to, we've all got to work on our minds. If you are not successful, it's because you don't believe you are either worthy of being successful, or you don't believe in your ability to be successful, or you don't believe in your drive to be successful. And y'all, all of that is just your mind. It's that mean girl in your head telling you is, you're not going to be successful because, honey boo boo child, I'm not letting you be successful. And you have to work on suppressing that mean girl and suppressing. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's Mastering Your Mean Girl. It's like my favorite all-time book. Don't listen to the Audible if you have like a thing about accents, because she's Australian and I can't stand it. But when I read it, it all clicked. But it's all just about like suppressing that mean girl and suppressing that little biatch in your head saying that you can't do this, because you can. And you know you can. You've just got to put in the work. And so April, we have a clean slate. You have the power to make April whatever you want. If you're a brand new baby coach and you haven't even sent your first invite, you have the power to make April the month you go emerald. Hell, you could go diamond this month. Like, you have the power to do whatever you want. You first just got to put in the work and believe that you are worthy of it and that you are going to do this. And so I urge you, the one place that you scored the lowest, so look at what you scored yourself, and I'm hoping you're honest with yourself, because this is not a time to BS yourself. Look at where you scored the lowest, and I want you to make that your 120% focus, that you are going to make that a 5 this month. because we're going to do this again next month. I think this is a really good great self-evaluation. And we'll do this again next month. And I want you to see, was that one that you scored low? And I am sure it's either going to be one of personal development, or it's either going to be inviting. Those are usually the two that screws everybody over. Or it's, and I see Sarah because I know which one that one is for Sarah.
I gave myself a big fat 0 for reaching out.
Okay. And so why do you think that is? Let's dig deeper, because I'm sure because you spoke up, there's others that are sitting here like, yeah, that was me, but I'm not going to speak up because that's awkward. But you don't care about awkward. So let's talk about it.
I really don't give a shit. Like, it's not that I didn't reach. No, it is that I didn't reach out, because I didn't reach out. But like, I literally waited till like the very last minute to reach out. Like, I was literally reaching out yesterday because I wanted to hit Success Club, and like literally the last day of the month. Like, it's ridiculous. And I don't know. I just kind of took the back seat this month and was like, they'll come to me when they're ready, even though that I know that that's not how it works.
Okay. And so what made you, what are the actions you're going to put in place to ensure that doesn't happen?
I'm really going to evaluate what I'm doing with my time, I think, because it's not that I don't have the time. It's that I'm not making the time to do it.
Yeah, you're waking up at 5:30. You don't have to be at work till like 10. You've got plenty of time. You've just got to find
You're stalking me. Okay.
Like, no, you've told me.
I know.
And that's one thing, like, I'm not calling anybody out. Amanda, like me and Amanda had this whole time conversation. Sorry, Amanda, I love you. But we had this whole time conversation, and she looked at it, and we went over it, and she's like, Allie, I really do have a lot more time than I think I do. It's just I see little things here, little things there. And we did, if you guys are still struggling with your time, I highly, 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 highly recommend you go back and listen to, was it last week's team call that we did time, Amanda? Or was it the
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. We did an entire time management. It's the exact thing that Rachel Hollis says you do in Girl Wash Your Face, to see how you're managing your time and what you're doing with your time. Because I promise you, we all have the time. We all have the time. While we're watching our reruns of The Bachelor, or while we're, doing the dishes, or while we're literally blow drying our hair. Like, I cannot tell you how much I mastered one hand responding as I was blow drying my hair when I was working full time. Like, it was a freaking art. I am telling you what. But we all have the time. It's just whether we want to make the time or not. And I know you do, Sarah. You just got to, make it a priority. And I know how icky you felt in the past about reaching out and inviting. And so you just have to find the best way to make it not feel icky to you. Because my way might not be your way, Lindsay's way might not be your way. You've got to find your way.
Right.
You've got to do it. Because if you don't, like, you hit Success Club 4 without reaching out at all.
Yeah.
Like, and this is me being very blunt, and I love you, I love you, and I love every single one of you that landed at Success Club 4, but there's no reason at all that you should end a month at Success Club 4. There's just not. That is one more life. We all know one more person that we could touch with this opportunity. We all know one more person that we can help change their life because they've been struggling, that we're maybe just too afraid to reach out or something.
Right.
But there's no reason to end at 4.
I think I would have if I would have reached out on the 15th instead of the fucking 30th.
Yeah.
31st, whatever it was.
Yeah. We had 7 people last month finish with Success Club 4. Y'all, that is 7 of y'all that could have locked in Success Club, that could have changed 3 lives, that could start that road to being successful. But you were like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to keep chilling at 4. I want you guys to know that 4 is not okay. And it's just not. And 2 is not okay. That 3, changing 3 lives, is totally doable. I've changed 6 today, and I've been sucking at my inviting. So I'm like, I could have changed more. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys what's possible. We just got to work for it. We've got to show up and we've got to do the damn thing. We've got to show up on social media. We have to show up in stories. We have to do our personal development. Y'all, I'm going to start doing personal development like roll calls in our team page. Would that sound good? Like literally every day posting on our team page. You all got to comment what you've done for personal development that day or one takeaway for your personal development. That's going to be That's going to be it. Where's the pen? I need a pen. Gosh, I am just on a roll today. I've got sticky notes. I've got backs of sticky notes covered up. Roll call PD one take. So we can all take something away for other people's PD. And those, y'all, whenever I am on my PD game, my posts are just like honed in because like every single personal development I would do, I would get like 2 or 3 posts from it. It would just have my mind spinning about all the things that about, you know, not believing in yourself or, you know, my well-being or whatever. It would have my wheels spinning and I would literally sit down there as I'm listening to it and pause. And then I would just be writing and then I would deconstruct it and make it multiple posts. That's all this takes. Our content is directly correlated to our personal development. You'll start noticing that. When you find some good personal development, you're going to be like, damn, that was good. Oh, yes. I got you, boo. Yes. Like, it's going to be exactly like that. Not the high squealy, pitchy thing. Please don't do that. It's not pretty. But it's going to be exactly like that. And so we just have to really hone that in. And the inviting. Y'all. I love you guys so much, but inviting is literally the bread and butter of everything we do. And so if you don't sit down every single day and send at least 15 invites, that's all I ask, 15. And that it does not have to be at one time. That doesn't have to be cold, like, do you want to join my boot camp? That's just reaching out to 15 people every single day. Do I personally believe that only 15 is going to cut it? No. But 15 is a good starting point if you are going from nothing to something. 15 will get you Success Club. 15 won't get you much over that, but 15 will get you Success Club. So reaching out to 15 people every single day. Y'all, set a timer. I'm telling you, set a timer for 15 minutes. Do that 3 times a day. That gives you more than enough time. That's 5, 10, 15. That's it. And then there you go. You've got your invites done and it didn't take you 100 million years. That's one thing is like when I sit down, like I still have yet to send my invites tonight. I have no excuse. I just haven't done it. So when I sit down and I have to send my 50 invites that I send, do you know how miserable that's going to be? Because I waited till the last minute to do them and I've got a full set to do and I'm going to have to do them all at one time. And I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but people can sense your mojo and your aura. And whenever you send those in a funky vibe, which I will be, but I'm going to get my trampoline and I'm going to try not to be funky, then they can sense that. And so we got to make this not suck. And if you need to buy yourself a trampoline, they're $20 on Amazon, and literally jump on a trampoline as you're sending invites. Don't judge me. I do that. Then do it. If you need to voice memo it. I find when I voice memo my invites, I am so much more happier because it's like I'm actually talking to somebody and I'm not just copy, paste. I'm going to shoot myself in the head if I copy and paste the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? So it's all just about making it fun for you and making it enjoyable for yourself. And that is another huge one. So does anybody else want to share maybe what they might have been struggling with? And that'll give us a little bit more topics. If not, then.
I'll be happy to share.
Hi, Amanda. I've missed you.
Hi, I missed you. Next time I want to go on vacation with you, okay?
You can. You just got to hit Success Club consistently.
Yeah, we got a lot to work on.
So what did you rate yourself?
Well, I definitely rated myself far too high because somehow I ended up with a 3.1 average, and that is definitely not how my March went. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 1 whole point. 2.18 is what I would rate myself last month. I didn't write down the categories. I just wrote down the numbers. So I have no idea what I rated myself on what question. But invites, 1, terrible. I averaged probably 2 per day for the entire month. It was really bad.
And why do you think you did that? Let's just dig a little deeper on that.
because I didn't spend enough time following up for sure. I didn't spend any time really adding to my page as far as finding new people. I didn't engage with my warm market hardly at all. So I put content out there. I posted in my stories. I posted on my page, but I didn't do anything with that. I didn't go beyond that really when it came to social media. So I kind of just did bare minimum when it came to it. Still just reaching out to find people, find who would be in my tribe, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
And
Sounds like
then,
you're sucking your personal development.
oh yeah, that was also a 2. That was terrible.
Because everything you're telling me is just limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing that you're telling me is just you getting in your own way. And that's why literally every single thing, I don't know if you guys have caught on to this in this whole call yet, because this is not the way I thought it was going to go, but it went this way. Everything boils down to, are you working on yourself? I always tell you guys, you are your number one priority. Do not choose inviting over taking care of you. Do not choose expanding your social media over, doing personal development. If you do not take care of you, nothing else is going to work. You've got to be your number one priority. So you've got to pour into yourselves.
I think a lot of us, I might just be speaking for myself, but just
Go for it, girl.
Gotten overwhelmed, not recently, but maybe especially since there's a lot of new coaches on here.
Mm-hmm.
Get overwhelmed with all of the extras that you can do, like making your Instagram page flow, or some of those things, making sure you're on every call, your team call, the Beachbody call, this call, that call. There's just so much content that you can take in, and it's all wonderful content. But I know, as a new coach, and I'm still fairly a new coach, you can forget what's important. And I think that I maybe got so overwhelmed that in March I was like, whew, I'm just taking a break for a little while. I just need a break.
That's the worst thing you could do.
I know. And I need to come back to just my foundation. I've still, like I said, I've worked out, I've done my shakes, my nutrition and my personal development have been crap. So I need to zone back in on those 4 things and taking care of me. And I think the rest will fall into place. My content will come to me. I'll have things I want to post. And your Instagram is going to get better with time. Nobody's as good from the beginning. So don't spend a whole lot of time sitting there trying to figure out how to make your Instagram flow, or, this or that or whatever. Just remember doing those core values and those things that we need to be doing every day to better ourselves. And then, all the ships will come into the harbor.
Exactly. I'm going to boil it down, and everybody can get a piece of paper out. I'm going to leave it to the 5 things that you need to do. And these are the only 5 things. None of the fluff. None of the, like she says, the aesthetics. When you're a brand new coach, that is not a priority. You can look at my Instagram and be like, oh my God, her Instagram's so pretty. That was not what it started out as. There are 5 things. And they're the 4 vital behaviors. So it's pouring into yourself, being proof the product works. That means doing your workouts, drinking your shakes, pouring into yourself. Personal development. This is, again, all to do with you. Those are the number 2 things right now. Personal development and being proof the product works. The 3rd thing is inviting. Just reaching out to people, talking to people, making connections. No, we like people. That's why we're kind of doing this. We want to help people. So we reach out to them. Take the pressure off. Just reach out. Show up consistently. That goes along with the first 2, personal development and showing up for yourself in your journey. That's going to help you show up consistently on social media. That means just posting once to twice a day and storing here or there. And then the next one, expanding your network. Meaning start following people, add people, reach out to people. Say, hi, I'm Angel. I'm Lindsay. It's nice to meet you. Those are the 5 things. I don't care about making your Instagram flow. I don't care about all the angles right now. I don't care about, any of that. As long as you are honing in on who you are and just make sure every single photo is not a sweaty selfie of you. Like, you've got your 5 things, those 5 things that make you you. Make sure you're posting those. That goes with the posting consistently. And that's all you need to focus on right now. Not the Instagram presets, not showing up on every single call. This call is, of course, right there. And then hustle hour. If you have any questions or need any help, or you need a little bit of guidance, or you maybe need just an hour to be on the phone with me and work, that's a good one. But I don't care if you show up to the Follow Your Bliss family team call. They're great. But if you choose between that and working your business, I don't want you to make that choice. You don't need to show up to all those other trainings and stuff like that. Their time sucks. We got to focus on our family and our team and what we're providing. Because y'all, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Come here. Everything that they're saying has been said before, and you know it. They're just saying it in a different way. You know what you've got to do. You know, every single one of you guys that have said what you've been struggling with, you literally answered what your struggle with was a solution. You literally answered your struggle with a solution as you were explaining it to me. I don't know if y'all realized you did that, but you did. You know what the solutions are. You've just got to make the decision to do it.
There's no secret sauce.
There is not. There is no secret sauce. I tell you guys, I'm literally an open book. I give you every single thing I do. So do the things I do. And there's no reason why you can't do what I do. You just got to do it in your way, in your time. I did not start off this way. I'm doing this. I keep saying I'm going to do a freaking call where I go over my entire feed from when I was a day one coach, and I write it on sticky notes, and then I never plan it. That's next week. And then the week after, Alyssa, we're doing the team movie night. Hold on, do you have anything else to say, Lindsay, while I'm writing this? No.
Me?
Yeah.
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
Somebody over here asked Michelle about inviting, and how to invite and like what to say. You just have to.
I feel like I have no idea how to invite. What do you say? How do you do it too? I'm good at talking about it when it comes up in conversation, but as far as reaching out, I just don't know how to start, who to start with, where to go. So who's to start with? Everyone. Every single person deserves an invite. It's not our job to pick and choose who deserves an invite or who doesn't. It's our job to extend the invitation. But you're just in your head, Michelle. And that's like the really meanest, like it sounds mean, but it's really not. It's really nice. Like you've got to just get out of your own head, knowing that you said you're good at starting conversations, right? You said you're good at establishing those conversations and reaching out and starting those conversations. So that's what you just got to do, is you've just got to start that conversation. Don't worry about the transition. Don't worry about offending anybody. There's this really good podcast, and it's called MLM Nation or something. And he says the number one reason why you're so scared about the transition or you're overthinking it is because you're afraid of no. You're afraid of that rejection. You're afraid of establishing that relationship, talking to these people, becoming friends, and wanting to move it to Beachbody and then say no, and then you like screwing them over, taking that friendship away, offending them. You've got to expect that every single person's going to say no. I am on the same page as you, so we got this nervous. And it's okay to be nervous. I was scared poopless, like no poop left when I was started inviting. But then the more you do it, the more lives you change, the more you realize how this is a gift that we have. And Alyssa is a really good representation of that. She drank the Kool-Aid from day one. And she did not, she just invited everybody. She did not think about no. She didn't think about if they were going to offend somebody. She was literally living, breathing, dreaming Beachbody and let it blue and invited everybody. And that's why she had such success right out the gate. And that's what we've got to do, is we just got to talk about it. It's like we talk about it with our best friend. Like, oh my gosh, Sarah, Beyonce is freaking coming to town. We have got to go. Like, we've got to go. Let's go get tickets right now. Let's go. And you guys are buying tickets right that second because you both are so obsessed with Beyonce. Guess what? You just sold your friend that ticket to Beyonce.
That's how I got Angel and Jasmine to go to Summit. Hello.
Exactly. Like, you just sold that ticket. Like, she just sold Angel and Jasmine on Rachel Hollis. But it doesn't feel icky. Like, she didn't like say, oh, like I feel so icky. I just sold to my friends. No, she was freaking pumped. Jasmine and Angel shared the pumpness. And then they both all drank the Kool-Aid. That's exactly what this is. You've just got to share everything with that kind of enthusiasm. Sarah, why the hell can't you reach out to people with that kind of enthusiasm? Like, dude, oh my gosh, I know I haven't talked to you in like 10 years since, Jackson school days, but I am doing this new thing, and I don't know if you've seen, but like, it is literally life-changing. It's this.
Okay, so the one time I did it, I signed someone up. So I don't know why I can't do it.
Because you're afraid.
I can't.
Literally, Alyssa was like, Sarah, be one with the universe. Just be like, I don't know how, but I'm going to hit Success Club. I don't know how I'm going to hit Success Club. And then
what Alyssa does, and then like somehow Wednesday at like freaking 11 o'clock at night, she always does it. And like, I have no idea.
I know. And she was like, just tell yourself that.
The universe has this chick's back. Like, I need some of that universe mojo because literally she saves her ass every single day on Wednesday. But you know why? And I'm going to throw Alyssa under the bus here for a little bit. I love you, Alyssa. This is why I do this. She works so hard on Wednesday. Like, you worked so hard on that 30th. What would have happened if you would have worked that hard every single day?
Or like at least like more days. Like,
or at least 80% of the time.
Right. Like, you don't have to go 100%, but like,
dude,
y'all
realize how freaking unstoppable you would be?
I know. I think I'm afraid, and I need to stop being afraid.
No, I'm scared.
Like, yeah.
Poop my pants.
Yeah.
Okay, lean into the poop your pants, because you know what? Change happens when you poop your pants. I mean, like, not like you change your pants, yeah, but
and then you said like, oh, it's not up to us who we send invites to, but like, I'll be scrolling through Captivate and I'm like, oh, big boobs and blonde. No, thank you.
I was the biggest person that did that. Like, I was 300 pounds when I started this. Who the did I look like reaching out to some size 4 and saying like, hey, do you want to join my health and fitness journey? Like, I was the worst about that, and I'm still working on it. But it's
that's what I do. I'm like,
I've stopped looking at people's pictures. Like, I look and see if they're a coach, and if not, then I'm sending them an invite.
I don't even like look at their page, but
you gotta look at the page because then you look like an idiot.
Why? If they're
clearly a coach and inviting them, then you look like an idiot. I mean, you do you, boo. Carla,
how are you guys going?
I think my problem was, I didn't realize it until you said it, but I think I sounded desperate because I was inviting like a mofo, but I think because I knew I had to do it quickly because I had that camping trip, that I think I sounded desperate because I was so pushy. I was really, really adamant. And then like today I got one, and I got one in share cart already. And
that's so exciting.
It's just like my tone must be different or something now.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also thought, if I work half as hard as I did those last 2 weeks and just start the first 2 weeks like that, like right off the gate, then maybe I won't sound so desperate. That's
what happens when we get towards the end of the month. That's why I always say you want to hit Success Club 5 by the 5th, and you want to hit Success Club 10 by the 10th. Because that means that even if you fall short and hit Success Club 10 by the 15th or the 20th, you're not in a hurry. You're not pushy. When we start knowing that we're fighting against that clock, like Sarah in the 31st, she was being pushy. She was like, come on, let's do this. Let's do this. I've got 2 share cards out. Like, have you done them? Have you done them yet? And people are like, like,
yeah,
chill out, dude.
That was my downfall. This
we have to remember that these people, we don't need them. We don't need these amazing women. They need us. And we need to talk to them like there is a line around the freaking building for what we have to offer. Because y'all, what we have to offer is unlike anything anyone has. And I believe that through and through my bones, and I bleed it. So we have to talk to people like we have 100 others waiting for that one spot. That it would be their honor to work with us. You've got to find that mindset switch. And that only comes with you not working hard the second half of the week. It comes with you working hard from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And you letting it just happen. I could be stressed right now. I mean, I haven't sold a challenge pack and like, we're not even going to talk about it. But it happens. Like Alyssa says, the universe has got your back. You've just got to know that you're doing the things that it's going to take for it to happen. And when you do those things, sending your invites, reaching out, showing up, you know the things we got to do. It's going to happen regardless. It's just, it might not happen when we want it to. But the second we stop doing that consistently is the second it stops happening.
And I have another question.
What's up, boo?
So I know you use like Google Streak to like keep up with like your invites you send and everything like that. Girl, I tried it. I don't think I can get down with it.
Why? What is it?
I can't even pull up the fucking things. Like, you know, like the little like what do they call them? Like their little bars or whatever.
Pipeline.
Get this.
Pipeline. I can't even make those. I don't even know where to start.
I figured out how to make it, but it was like keeping up with it because I also, like when I start out, I like to make like a list of my invites. And then I was finding myself doing double. Like I was making a list and I was going into Streak.
Were you uploading every single invite that you did into Streak?
Yeah, because I thought that's what you had to do. To keep
No. I only upload the ones that respond.
Well, but then how do you know like who to follow up with?
I don't follow up with the ones who don't respond. I'll just follow up with them as I find them in there. The only ones I follow up with are the ones who respond.
Well,
like, do you follow up? Like, okay, so like you message a girl, invite her, and what does she say back to you? I'm down, and then you follow up, or like, do you get what I'm saying? Or do you make a
She just
connection?
said she's interested, and that's how I know to follow up. Like, I don't, even if she even like likes the comment, I'll follow up with them. You know how some a-holes like.
So, like when you follow up, like, are you like, all right, girl, let's do this shit?
No, I'm just like, hey, I've got my follow-up scripts in the file section, so you can take a look at what my follow-ups look like.
did anybody watch Allie's stories while she was on the cruise and be like, oh my God, that's going to be me in July. I'm going to be back there.
I watched Allie's and I was like, bitch, I'm going to be in Punta Cana next year.
And you guys can. Every freaking single one of y'all can. You've just got to get your heads out your asses. I'm sorry, that sounded really mean.
So tell me about the trip. You have to be a top earner or you have to meet it every month. Like, what are the requirements to be there
You have
next
to hit
year?
Success
I
Club.
just don't understand all of it.
So right now you have to make sure you get in the opt-in list. So you just go to teambeachbody.com, Success Club trip, and opt in.
So
And then
even if I hit it every month with only 5 points, I'm still in.
you will for sure be in next year, not Punta Cana, but the year after that. But depending on how many people, because the qualification, but depending on how many people, a lot of people like drop out of this stuff. People that became coaches this year got invites to the cruise. Like, it just depends on how many people go and all that, but there's 2 waves. So there's more likely chances of going. You've got to opt in and you've got to do Success Club.
I did the opt-in thing. So I have to be like a top Success Club earner to go to Punta Cana, or I just have to hit it every month?
You just have to hit it every month and get an invite.
So
what Allie was saying, like, I know there was like one girl who went with Allie. None of her team could go, so they probably offered those positions to the next people. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
So I could go to Punta Cana next 2020.
Yeah. And you can be sipping Mai Tais with me on the beach, but you guys start hitting Success. You hit Success Club. You did good. I looked at that and I was like, Lindsay hasn't even showed up at all for any of the calls, and she had Success Club. Hey, girl.
I did show up for like 2 or 3 of the calls.
Just giving you a hard time.
But I just hit it for my 3rd month in a row.
I know, and you got your free summit ticket. You and Alyssa.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yes.
Let's give a little clap. Okay, well, I'm gonna end this because it was a great call. I just hope that this helped you guys. Just if all, just kind of come back. Come back to reality and see, like, am I doing the things that it's going to take to get me to Punta Cana with me? Or am I doing the things? Oh, and then let me end it. Shit, there's a lot of people who fell off. Okay, so there is a Diamond Dash starting. Well, it started today. Yeah, it started today. And you can get into it as long as you're Emerald and you've hit Success Club. You are invited to that Diamond Dash. So you just have to pay your way in. There's trainings from top 4 of the coaches. And then at the end of it, we all get a split of the pot, whoever advanced their business. So me and Alyssa from the last Diamond Dash are getting a split of that pot. And then at Summit, we are doing for all of y'all that are going to Summit, which I hope every single one of you guys are because it is life-changing, we are doing a pedal pub. So for all of our diamonds that are diamonds at Summit, we'll get an invite to the pedal pub, and I will be paying your way to be able to pedal pub through Indy and drink and hang out with all the diamonds on the team. So those are a few things that are coming out. So if you are interested in the Diamond Dash, let me know. You just have to be an Emerald and have hit Success Club last month. So if anything else, I'm going to let that, it was right at 10. Damn, I'm good. All right, y'all. So